What's up guys, welcome to another video. My name is Meyson. So I recently did a photo shoot for a client and we went for this old Hollywood vibe, and I wanted to show you guys the lighting breakdown and also the behind the scenes of how I shot this, so you guys can use this for your photo shoots or also just, you know, another look for your clients. But before we get into this video, I just want to tell you guys about my digital store. Links will be in the description below. I have skin tone lots, retouching packs, everything that'll help you retouch better. If you get anything from me, then you're directly supporting this channel, so thank you so much. And now with that being said, let's get straight into this video. So before we get into the actual lighting breakdown, let's talk about the gear that I shot this with. I shot these images with the Sony a7R5, which is my go-to portrait camera right now, and also the Viltrox 85 1.4, which is my favorite portrait lens right now. I absolutely love that lens. It is tack sharp, and as you guys can see, I was shooting at between 1.4 to 1.6. so these are a few images that I selected. So this was shot at 1.6, ISO 100, which is typically what I keep my ISO at when I shoot in the studio. Sometimes though, if you know, because I shoot with a lot of LED lights now, I would say a lot of constant lights right now, I tend to move my ISO up a little bit, you know, if I don't have lights that have a lot of power. But these lights were like pretty strong, and since I was shooting at like 1.4, which in my own opinion is sharp enough for me, if you zoom in you guys can see pretty sharp. I felt like ISO 100 was good enough. So talking about the equipment that I used, my favorite lights, or not my favorite, one of my favorite lights in the studio is this Mo Richardson light. I think this is like a 1K or a 2K light. I'm not really sure how powerful this is, but it's probably between a 1K and a 2K light. And I really like it because it comes with like a Fresnel, so it helps you direct the light. And also it comes with these bandos, so I really love it, and I love how warm it is. So it gives, you know, this nice warm light. I think it sits at about 2700 Kelvin, so that's something that I really like. Now if we jump into this image, you guys can see that I have a GVM here, and in my GVM here I also have, which you guys can't see, I also have a grid on it. So I have a grid on my GVM. This is a GVM 600B or a 650B. I think it's a 650B. This light has surprised me, to be very honest. When I got the light, I didn't think it was going to last this long. I just thought it was not going to be strong. But I've had this light for well over a year now, and it's been in the studio. And to be very honest, anybody that goes to the studio uses these lights, and they just work, you know. So yeah, so big shout out to GVM for sending these out. I really love these lights. Now the reason why I'm not using this as my key light is because like the grid controls the light, but not as much as the Fresnel and the bandos do. So I just, for the most part, just use my Mo Richardson light. Well, it's not mine, it's for the studio. The Mo Richardson light in the studio. Okay, so now that we've spoken about that and we all know the lights that I used and also the camera that I used for this photo shoot, let's get into my light setup and why I really like this light setup. Like I said, my client, who's a friend of mine, wanted to do was going for this old Hollywood vibe, and luckily when we go into the studio we already had like these curtains, you know, kind of set up, and I just felt like it leaned towards what she was going for. So we're like, okay, you know, let's just go with that. So our key light is this light right here, and it is pointing, you guys can't see that, let me increase my flow to 100%. So our key light right here is pointing down at our subject, right? So this is our key light right here, just pointing down at our subject. And if you guys can see, what I'm doing is that I am controlling the light with the barn doors down top of the light. So if I go back to this image here, you can see that the barn doors are pretty closed off. You know, you can see they're pretty closed off. And what it's doing is that it's just allowing a narrow beam of light come out of this this key light, right? And what that's doing is that it's literally just lighting this part of my subject here like this, all the way to this place. And it has a soft fall off. Now, another way you can get something like this is by using one of those, what's it called, projection kits? Yes, which I'm looking to get one now. We do have one in the studio, but the one we have is for flash. I want the one for LED lights because I feel like that way you can see exactly what you're getting. So I'm probably going to purchase one of those this week. So yeah, so what that thing is doing is just creating a nice strip of light, and that light is just all the way here to here. So it's just between this angle right here, right? And it's just lighting my subject. Another thing that I did was that if you look at my subject's face right here, so now we have this light coming down on my subject like this, from here to here. And if you look at her nose, the light setup that we're going for here with the light falling down on the nose is kind of like a loop. So it's not complete Rembrandt, because if I do zoom in, and we have this, we have a shadow here meeting the shadow here, then we'll have like a Rembrandt light setup, right? But right now we don't have a Rembrandt light setup. And if you do look at this, we don't have a butterfly too, because if it's a butterfly, then the shadows are going to be somewhere like here. Oh my god, my drawing is terrible. Why do I keep taking this arrow off? So we're going to have this shadow here like this, so that's going to give us a butterfly type setup. Almost seems like I'm drawing a mustache on her, but no. So we have a loop, so you know, we have this light right here, so that's kind of like a loop. And loop of butterflies, you know, like the loop or the butterfly light setup, they're pretty close, but it just depends on what you're going for this situation, or for this type of photo shoot. I typically just like to move my lights off to the left part of my camera just a little bit, or the right part of my camera, and not have it just pointing directly at my subject from the middle, right? And then another thing that we have here is, you see this part, all these places are well lit. Now what's happening, or what was happening there, was that I put my my GVM behind the curtains. So what this is just doing is that it's just bouncing light all the way here and just adding some light, you know, behind her. Now I was not looking, because she's really close to the curtains, right? I was not looking to create anything other than a tiny fill. So what that GVM is doing is that it's just filling up this part of her face, and that way we have her like completely lit. Now another thing you notice about this is that this is with hard light. This is not soft light. This is not with a modifier that has any diffusion on it. This is just straight up hard light. And for this vibe, I feel like hard light works. You know, a lot of people will go for soft light, but when it comes to like old Hollywood and you see a lot of like reference images, they go with really hard light. And the reason why I like the hard light is because of how it creates this nice shine on the hair, you know. So yeah, this is actually a pretty good look. And my white balance was set as 5600 Kelvin. So what that is doing is that it's helping me maintain the warm lights that I was going for. Because if you look at this image here that I shot with my camera right here, this is 5600 Kelvin. If you look at this image right here that my phone took, this image is probably going to be between 2700 to probably 3300 Kelvin. So what my phone is doing is that it is adjusting for the white balance and saying, hey, you know, I'm going to make this light and this light look pretty white, right? Meanwhile, my camera is just saying, hey, you know, if the light is at 2700 Kelvin, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot at 5600, and that way we have this really nice warm light. So you guys try this out. Now, and that thing is, when you're shooting, sometimes you just have to move your lights around to get like specific looks. So this was the first one we went for. As like I told you guys, we had the GVM coming through this white curtain sheets that are here. So what that's doing is that is creating this nice what's it called, bounce or fill. So my subject's filled up very well, so you can't see, you know, like a lot of shadows on this part of her face. Now for the next one, what I did was that I moved her forward just a little bit, and you guys can see that now the shadow part of her face is showing very well. But another thing I did was that I moved my GVM out. So my GVM now is not behind the curtains, right? So what my GVM is doing at this point is just adding, I feel like I'm going to change the color of this because it's really warm. So let me just change the color of this to green. That way you guys can see better. So what the GVM is doing is that it's adding a kicker right here. So it's adding a hair light right here on my subject. And because it has a huge grid on it, what it's doing is just putting a hair light here, and it's not affecting the background. But obviously we have our key light still coming in from up here. So we have our key light here, lighting our subject, you know. We still have the loop type light, you know, with the shadow just falling to the side of her nose just a little bit here. And, you know, this is just lighting my subject from here like this all the way to here. And the rest is dark. So I like playing with shadows, to be very honest, with my images, you know, because I feel like it adds a lot of depth to my images instead of just having my subject lit from like top to bottom, just showing a part of her face, and just the upper part of her body is telling whoever is looking at the image to look right here where my arrows are pointing. I just want you to look at my subject right here. That's exactly what I want, right? Okay. Now, I think I have a good representation of what that's meant to look like. And this is exactly what it's meant to look like. So we have our key light right here pointing down at our subject, and our kicker, behind our subject. So, but in this situation, she was standing. So if we move forward just a little bit, we have this particular image right here, which I think is so cool. And I really like this image. Now, once again, I don't know if I should switch to yellow here, but maybe I'll switch back to something like this. Okay, so once again, we have our key light pointing down at our subject, right? And because we have, remember, same camera settings, we're not doing anything different. Everything is practically the same, right? What we just did was that we brought a couch in and added another curtain that was available in the studio just to, make the couch look, just to fit the whole vibe. You feel me? So right now we have the same thing, but obviously she's turning her face towards the key light, which is what I always tell people to do. So in this situation, I was kind of shooting from like the shadow side, which is, my camera was, kind of like directly here. So my camera is kind of pointing directly at my subject here, right? And then we have, this is the cam, right? And then we have our lights here. So our light's pointing at our subject. But our subject's turning towards the light, so that way we don't have too many shadows because she's turning towards the light. So because she's facing the light directly, what this will do is give you a butterfly light setup. So you're going to have the butterfly thing under her nose. So not this one, not that one. We're going to move this one in. So because she is points like looking at the subject, you can see we have that butterfly thing right under her nose, right? The butterfly shadow. So right now she's looking directly at the light, and on the side here we have our GVM, and what our GVM is doing is just lighting our subject's hair from here. So we have that kicker that is right here. We have that kicker right here, right? And because we have one thing I need to do is just create yes. Okay, so we have our kicker right here, right? We have our key light coming from here. And if you guys see these blue lines here that I really like, or this blue light here that I really like, it was because I still had some light coming in from the natural light that was in the studio, right? So, and that was creating these nice blue lines here. I thought it was cool. We could do without it or with it, it does not matter, but I thought it was really cool and I really liked it. At some point, I did add an extra light here with some gels on it, and just bounced it off the ceiling. I didn't really like that look. I'll probably show you guys at the end. Okay, so we have this lighting our subject right here, but another thing this light is doing, because like I said, once again, if you look at the beginning, we have our barn doors closed, and I think that light is doing, oh, whoops, jumped ahead. And I think that light is doing is just creating a nice fall off right here. So we have that nice fall off right here at this side. That's really nice. So what it's doing is that it's saying, hey, we're going from here, which we have shadows, right, to here, which we have light, right? So what it's doing is that it's guiding your face towards the side of the image. So when you look at this image, you're like, okay, because typically what we do is read from left to right for the most part, most of us, right? So what you're doing is that you're looking at this image and your eyes are kind of like just transitioning from here all the way to our image here, and then all the way here to where the light is, which is really cool. And I like how that looks. So if I take that out, you guys can see it looks really, really nice. Put it back in. You guys can see what we have. We have shadows here. We have light here. We have our subject right here, right? And I think it's just a really, and then also these blue lights here. Everything just comes together to make a really good image, right? So we do have this image here, and this image here is this image or this light setup, but without the diffuser, right? So I'm not diffusing, by the way. This is a friend that came to help out during the shoot. So what's happening here and how we're getting these lights here that are falling on the background is basically this is our hair light right here. This is our kicker. So instead of pointing at our subject, it's kind of like just pointed towards our subject and it's spilling on the background. So that's how you're getting these lights right here. And also I'm not shooting from just move back to this. So I'm not shooting from directly in front of her. If you guys can see, we this is my boy BC. We're all the way right here at the corner and we're shooting kind of like towards this area right here from down here. So we're shooting this way instead of shooting straight at her. So what that does is that it just gives us a different perspective, right? So you can see the sides right here, the lights from the GVM is falling on the background. You can see a little bit of that blue light again from the sun going down, and you know, the weather becoming cool, which is really nice. So and then we'll have our key light just pointing right at our subject, which is really nice. I really like this look, you know. So at the point I thought that the light was pretty harsh on her skin, and what I did was that I just diffused it and then went back in front of her and I got this nice portrait, which is really nice. So this right here that you're seeing is this image right here, or close to this image right here. We did move a little bit to shoot from like almost in front of her, and it's the same thing I'll tell everybody. When you're in the studio, if you've set up your light to look a certain way, you can shoot from different angles to see how that light is going to look. You know, just moving to the side a little bit might just give you something that is very different and a different portrait light setup than, you know, if you're shooting directly from, you know, front of your subject. And also, you know, just move around, because the more you move around with the camera, the more the lights will kind of like change. Okay, great. So here we put a diffuser because I felt like we were getting a lot of like harsh light on her face and a lot of shine. So what I did was I just put a diffuser. What it has done, that is softened shadows, softened the way the light's falling on her face. And now we have our key light right here. We still have some of that light falling behind, but now the light is a lot softer. So, you know, you're not getting those huge shadows. You know, the light is softer, so the light's spreading around. And then we have this, you know, our subject. And I think this was shot at, if I jump into capture one right now, show you guys. So this was shot at so this was shot at 1/60th of a second f1.6, and obviously my 85mm. And that's about it. That is our different light setups that I use for this photo shoot. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two, and I hope you guys try this out. These curtains are very cheap. Pretty sure you can get them for an affordable price on Amazon. Put them on a light stand and go ahead and shoot this. And if you don't have this particular Mo Richardson light, you don't need this particular one. You can just get like one of those LED lights, like the GVM ones, and then also you can get like what's it called, Fresnel that has bandos. I think Small Rig sells something like that, or you know, there should be some affordable options out there, and you'll be good and you'll be able to shoot and create like this. But anyways, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm hoping to do a lot more lighting breakdowns in the future for you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a great day.